Hi everyone, and welcome back to Artful. In this week's tutorial, we're using our Tombows, and I'll be guiding you through how I drew a sunset over the water. So get out your pens and I'll guide you through it. I'm going to be drawing a man-made lake that has recently been drained, so there's a lot of trees in the background and a nice beach/shore kind of area. To begin with, I'm sketching out the trees in the background with our red Tombow marker. Now if you do follow along to this tutorial, please let me know and tag me on Instagram at Artful Box. I'd absolutely love to see everyone's version of the Tombow landscape. Now, even though you have a limited pool of colours with your Tombow selection, you can actually make quite a large range of colours by stacking the colours on top of each other. These pens are actually designed for you to build the colours on top of each other, unlike, say, some cheaper felt tip pens. And I'm a firm believer that lots of great art is made despite limitations. We're using our pink Tombow marker to start to sketch out the initial base layer for the beach, the sky, and for the water. What I love about Tombow markers, and really any dry medium, is there's no drying time. You know, it's so much handier just to stack the colours without having to worry about it being wet or not. You can just build up these colours on top of each other almost instantly. I'm now using the orange Tombow marker to build on top of the pink to draw the red sky and the reflection in the water below. It's like that old saying, red sky at night, shepherd's delight. Don't really know what that means, to be honest. It's just one of those kind of English phrases. I think it's something to do about the upcoming weather. It's what they used to do before, weather forecasts on the telly. Taking our turquoise/teal Tombow marker, you can start to build up the patterns and details of the trees on top of that red that we've already put down. Now, in contrast to the way you'd use the brush pens to kind of sweep to get a flat colour, you can now use the point of the pen to get some of this finer detail. That's another thing I really like about these pens. You know, they're broad enough to get these vast sweeps of colour, but they're also small enough to get the finer, more nimble, flexible details that you need to get when you're drawing. And once I've finished that, I'm using the side of the red Tombow marker to add more on top of our skyline and our water. I'm really just trying to blend those colours together. Like when you do look at a sky, it's not just one flat colour, there's lots of other colours that kind of seep into each other. I want this to be quite a vibrant sunset, so I'm having these very dark, deep reds blending into the orange and the pink. A lot of making art is trying to balance out the colour and trying to see areas of the piece that you maybe have neglected or have overworked. So take a step back every couple of minutes, squint your eyes and try to see what areas really stand out to you and what areas need a bit more kind of refining. I'm now using our turquoise/teal Tombow marker to add in the shadow of those trees into the water. You'll see that I'm holding my pen at the end, so I'm trying to get these looser, wavier lines. I feel the less control you give yourself on your drawing implement when drawing something like water, I feel the more realistic your interpretation of the water becomes. So I feel that initial pink layer that I put down for the beach area is a bit too washed out and not too noticeable in my composition. So I'm building on top of the beach layer with the orange Tombow marker just to make it pop a little more. Now I've added more colour into the sky and the water. I'm now swapping nibs with the turquoise/teal Tombow marker just to add a bit more texture of the sands. So adding a bit of dots around the waterline and a bit more shadow around the trees. And aside from some finer refinements and small details that you can make with the small nib of the turquoise marker, that's our Tombow landscape tutorial pretty much finished. I hope this tutorial gave you more Tombow tips for your tutorial itinerary. And please, once again, let me know if you did follow along to these tutorials, because I absolutely love to see everyone's work. Like and subscribe to our YouTube to see some of our earlier tutorials, and why not go and treat yourself and visit artful.co.uk. Tune in for the next tutorial where we're going to be having another look back at our black ink and water brushes, and I'll be showing you a Halloween themed tutorial and painting a haunted house. Hope to see you then. Thank you very much again for watching, and I'll see you soon.